Okay, I've been waiting so long to do this. I can't wait. All right, where's the hood? Where's the hood?
Is that upside down?
Commander DeConnie, execute episode 66.
Al, it's episode 67.
Wait, what?
Oopsie.
God damn it. I had one job. I was waiting for episode 66 to do the Star Wars thing, and I dropped the ball on it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 67. What Execute Order 67 was. I don't know. Revive all the Jedis? I have no idea. But we have an absolutely huge show today. My name is Karl. This is the Essential Wrestling Podcast, powered by the Eastern Observer. You can taste the power. Tastes so good. Doesn't taste like the Force. We missed on that one. But huge pick show today. Huge week. Huge weekend coming up. Get excited. This is like WrestleMania week all over again. Tons of title matches. Tons of titles already being from last week. Tons of title changes already. We got a huge 10 match card for SummerSlam. We got Emergence on Friday. They were afraid of us on the SummerSlam special on Saturday. So they wanted to go to Friday. They wanted nothing. They saw the ratings from WrestleMania special. They don't want anything to do with this. With us on the bottom part of our screen, we have the first ever PWP champion, the living legend, representing the Regal Beagle this week.
Woo!
There you go, John DeConnie. John, how are you?
Very good, and good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah, that's it. The funny thing was, John Smith. I know you're not a Star Wars guy, but it wasn't Commander DeConnie that the Emperor was giving the order to. It was, ironically enough, it was Commander Cody.
Ugh. Star Wars and Cody in one reference. This is like, I quit. Yeah, I'm done.
That's why I said Commander DeConnie. That's what I said. But John Smith, Mike made his cousin. Can't wait to see Mike on Saturday. Is he coming Saturday night?
Yes, he's supposed to. I mean, he might bail on us because that's the type of person he is. But I would expect to see him.
There we go. James Wheeler's back with us. Third biggest night of the year.
Yeah, NXT TakeOver 36 is on Sunday.
On today's episode, Chris Jericho is in his 5th trimester of MJF's labor. Wait, what? We have a new Impact World Champion crowned in AEW. Wait, what? RKO is back together again. Wait, what? Yeah, I guess we kind of saw that one coming, right? Gary Mehaffy is back with us to discuss NXT UK and the 2 championship matches upcoming this Thursday. Brian Joy from MinutesToBellTime.com. He's going to be here to discuss last week's New Japan show Resurgence, as well as Triple Mania 29. I actually watched a little bit of that. That was some crazy stuff. A guy named Psycho Clown main evented. Go figure. I just think crazy. We make our picks for this week's upcoming shows. You will see the graphics and statistics, and we'll have a new special on our ticker on the bottom of our screen. You will see the match times for each match this past week. That is all presented by MinutesToBellTime.com. And, of course, our picks are sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And, guys, this is a good weekend for it, too, because you know what? She's going to like it also. She will like it as well. We are going to main event the show with making our picks for Impact's Emergence Impact Plus pay-per-view special this Friday at 7 p.m. And we're going to make our picks for NXT TakeOver 36, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. We're going to make our picks for both of those shows, but we're going to curtain jerk the show with laying the smacketh down on your Rudy Poo candy asses and John Cena. So the last time we saw John Cena, Roman Reigns in the ring a couple of years ago before their match at No Mercy, Cena kind of shredded him pretty healthy. Roman Reigns, I believe, botched a couple lines as well. I think one of the lines was, you're going to have to learn how to cut a promo, kid. That's kind of important, or something like that, like mid-interview in front of it. Just embarrassing the hell out of Roman Reigns. Long story short, I can't pretend to be John Cena. When you see John Cena pacing back and forth when the other guy's talking, you know you got like good John Cena, like Thugonomics John Cena. So they had a nice little back and forth. Cena knows he's going to get his ass kicked. Knows he doesn't have to outperform Roman Reigns. All he has to do is get a 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns is the answer to a trivia question. Wow.
Not happening.
Yeah, we will talk about that this Saturday at the SummerSlam special. We'll get to that. But John DeConnie, you kind of thought that the Intercontinental Championship match would have been at SummerSlam. Nakamura's had Cruz's number, so they just went right to it.
Yeah. This is back in the. This is a la the AJ Styles reign, where we didn't want to embarrass anybody on the pay-per-view, so we'll put it on ahead of time. Well, these two had maybe not an AJ Styles Daniel Bryan kind of match, but they tore it up for 10 minutes. Shinsuke Nakamura and Apollo Crews, both of their seconds, Boogs and Aziz, would eventually get tossed from ringside. Boogs for busting out a guitar solo in the middle of the match, right on the apron. And as he was getting booted, Aziz tried to sneak in the back door and attack Nakamura just in time for the referee to turn around and catch him, toss him as well. Then they got back to just flat-out wrestling, and Cruz would miss a frog splash and get hit with a Kinshasa knee to face. 1, 2, 3. Hashtag and new Intercontinental two-time champion Shinsuke Kingsuke Champsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Is he already a better king? I can't remember a king, whether even if he Randy Savage, hold a title as the reigning king. So I don't know. Maybe to look into this.
Owen Hart with the tag champs. Owen Hart.
That? Owen, maybe.
After he with the Yokozuna tag titles, maybe.
That is fair. Yeah, that is true. He was the King of Hearts in that. All right. Hey, fun news, James Wheeler is going to the final SmackDown. He's going to the go-home show out. I believe it's Arizona. So James Wheeler seems like he's a West Coast dude.
Nice.
Make an EWP sign. Promote us. We'd love to see that. Get that up there. Get that on TV. We'll be looking for you. The Street Profits had a tag team match with the Alpha Academy. They won with a pop-up corkscrew neckbreaker by Angelo Dawkins on Chad Gable. Seth Rollins did an in-ring promo with a video package of pretty much, to sum it up, anything Edge can do, Rollins did better. Anything Edge has done, Rollins has done better. Rollins isn't going to hold back at SummerSlam. If this is the end of Edge, then so be it. Also in the tag team division, the Mysterios prepping for their tag team championship match at SummerSlam. They defeated Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler after Dom hit the Raw roll-up on Bobby Roode. The Usos appeared on the Titantron cheering for the Mysterios, causing a distraction where Ray started to harp on Dom for paying attention and not falling for the distraction. So again, subtle discrepancies with the Mysterios here. So again, we'll talk about that on Saturday as well. We got a lot to go through today. We got a 2-hour special on Saturday. I'm not trying to fast forward too much. John Smith, Baron Corbin did an in-ring promo asking the crowd for $1,000 from every fan, which is reasonable, I guess. I don't know if $1,000 is reasonable in Texas. I have no idea. Kevin Owens came out, told the begging has to stop. So they made a stipulation match where Baron Corbin could beat Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens would give $1,000, which Baron Corbin needs desperately. But if he doesn't, then he has to stop begging us, the WWE Universe, for money.
Yeah, and somehow he could afford a credit card machine to plug into the bottom of his phone. But yeah, we got a good, I think it was a 2-segment match out of these guys. It went pretty long, and then by the end of it, the very hairy Baron Corbin hits a deep 6 and then Kevin Owens reverses something into a Raw roll-up, and we get a Baron Corbin loss. Then, after the break, we go backstage, and he's about to get interviewed about his loss, and he goes and steals the Money in the Bank briefcase from Big E.
Because there's actual money in the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? He's held to support. What are the rules on it? He can't just cash that in, right? I mean, that would have happened.
Well, what did The Miz do? The Miz stole it and then eventually won it from him. So
that's different.
Right, but now this is the way for Baron Corbin to parlay into a match for that briefcase, and then maybe he'll end up winning the title.
Can we get Big E versus Baron Corbin on Sunday or Saturday?
That sounds like a pre-show.
Right.
I like that. There was a contract signing for the women's championship match. It's turned into a 3-on-1 beatdown on Bianca Belair. Turns out that not only now are Carmella and Zelina friends, they're both friends with Sasha Banks as well. Who knew? Could have sworn that they were all at each other's throats about 2 weeks ago. But hey, maybe a hatred for Bianca is the common ground on that one. And again, so disappointing. No ink stamper from Sasha Banks. I missed that. She needs to go back to the ink stamper. Somebody tweet at Sasha Banks, please. I keep on forgetting. We got some comments rolling in here. Maybe a new team bad. I like that. If Big E gets Otisted, I'm gonna have to write some. Oh, there you go. Some strongly worded emails from minutestobelltime.com. You do not want Minutes to Belltime on your bad side. Switching gears to about last night, Monday Night Raw. John DeConnie, Randy Orton started the show. That's 2 weeks in a row for him after taking 7 off, so good for Randy. Saying he didn't have to explain to anybody why he RKO'd Riddle. Last week, Riddle came out saying Randy was teaching him a lesson. Riddle twisted it, tried to get a lesson out of it. Maybe he wasn't doing it correctly. Randy wanted to show him how to do a proper RKO. And here comes AJ Styles and Omos, and they're just sick of the two of them, so he wants to fight Riddle since Omos already has Randy Orton later in the night.
Yeah, so Riddle says, let's give RK Bro one more try. They're kind of in the middle of that when AJ and Omos come out. That leads to a fight. Most importantly, Randy walks off. Omos is down there for AJ for moral support, but Riddle's got no one. And Riddle, he allowed himself to get distracted. You know, he was going up for the floating bro. Looked like he was ready to wrap up the match after they had a good, 10-plus minute match between two phenomenal wrestlers. And he hesitates before hitting the floating bro because he's kind of jawing with Omos at ringside. Omos has come nowhere near him. He's not tried to interfere or anything like that, but he allowed himself to get, distracted. AJ pulls him down off the top buckle right into the Styles Clash for the 1-2-3. And afterwards, we got Riddle backstage with the Kevin, whatever the heck his name is, and Riddle's sad. So that, so that was this all started off the night, and then we get almost to the end of the show, right before the main event, and we've got the Randy and Omos match. And Omos is, physically being absolutely dominating. He blocks an RKO attempt and tosses Randy so far across the ring. He continues to rolls right outside of the ring and halfway up the damn ramp. And, it's less than a 4-minute match. And AJ gets caught kicking Randy right in the ribs while he's down. Causes a DQ. Eventually, they would roll Randy back in. AJ sets up for the phenomenal forearm. Riddle comes down and makes the save. He's there for his bestest buddy. He clears the ring, runs AJ and Omos off. And Randy grabs the mic and says, you know what, kid? You got my respect. RK Bro is back together. They hug. Everything is wonderful again. And then Riddle gets so high on the moment that he grabs the mic and issues a challenge to AJ and Omos for those Raw Tag titles. And by the end of the night, it was official. We're going to see it on Saturday.
James Wheeler brings up a great point. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that Riddle was from Vegas. So I don't know if that's something to take into consideration, yes, the pop will be there, but now we know Vince loves making sure people get over in their own hometown. So
yeah, I think he's just from Vegas because that's where his MMA team trained. I don't know that he's originally from. I think he might be more of a California guy. I don't know.
I'm stereotyping too. He looks like the California Surfer. The Raw Women's Championship. Nikki was making the rounds already with Charlotte Flair. Minister Belltime chime and he went to high school in New York. So there you go.
Oh yeah,
answers that question. The World Women's Championship. Nikki had about a month ago 2 matches consecutive weeks with Charlotte Flair. She had a match with Rhea last week that got interrupted by Charlotte. Now she's going to fight Rhea again to set everything up. Charlotte was at ringside. Turned into a lot more than just Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH previewing SummerSlam.
Yeah, certainly. So Rhea would eventually get the pin here with a riptide. And then after the match, Nikki just kind of got pissed and attacked Charlotte at ringside. So roll that forward a little bit. We have Charlotte. Now, this is the part that confused me a little bit. Maybe I missed something you guys can fill in. Charlotte walks into Pierce and Sonya's office. She's pissed about Nikki attacking her. And Pierce says, that's fine. Find yourself a tag team partner, and we'll give you a tag team match between, with Rhea and Nikki. Charlotte, to my knowledge, says, no, I don't work that well with others. I don't want a tag team match. So I thought, all right, they're just blowing this off for the rest of the evening. I'm not even going to worry about this. Then later on, they book it. Nikki Ash and Rhea are teaming. They're facing Charlotte and a mystery partner. That mystery partner turns out to be Nia Jax. This is only about a 7.5 minute match. Nia's overpowering throughout most of it. But Charlotte tags herself in right at the end when when Nia has Rhea down. Charlotte tags herself in, hits natural selection on Rhea. Now she's got a clean 1, 2, 3 over Rhea. So you've got Rhea getting a pin, you got Charlotte getting a pin. So what's that tell you about Saturday?
It tells you that you got to make sure you stay confident. You got to believe in yourself. And John DeConnie, you too, even you, could almost be a superhero. John Smith, landmark night last night on Raw, the debut of a new talk show. Get excited. I
was so giddy when I saw this. I had no idea what was happening. I don't know if they announced it beforehand. The show that we never knew we needed, Moist TV. Complete with a bucket of drip sticks. First guest was the Miz, the first ever guest, and he comes out with the hardball question, set him up with an easy one about acting, then asked if he was acting like he was having an injury for the past couple months, and we finally find out that he was cleared a couple weeks ago and was still milking it. So Johnny's a little butthurt about it. Priest comes out and Johnny suggests that the two of them go at it in a match. Miz has a match in his suit pants and loafers against Damian Priest for all of 2.5 minutes. Probably gets in like 2 or 3 punches and a kick maybe. And we get Sheamus on commentary at the same time. And Priest does the beating of the chest and hits a brogue kick to beat the Miz. Then afterwards, we get Johnny and Miz backstage kind of making amends after Johnny explained what happened. But I think this was all about giving us a taste of the Johnny face turn. And I think it went over well. And I think they're going to pull the trigger on it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Miz, he's got some stuff planned for SummerSlam. Vegas is in a desert. They do need to moisten it up a little bit. So I'm actually very excited to see what Miz and Morrison have planned for SummerSlam.
Vegas is hurting for a squirting, according to John Morrison.
Love everything about this gimmick.
Dewdrop went to go steal Lily, but she couldn't do it because she was spooked from last week when Lily, and guys, she'll like it too. She did the pre-WP thing. But then when she came back, Eva Marie was not happy that Dewdrop didn't retrieve Lily. She not only gave her 5 across the eyes, she gave her 10 across the eyes, smacked her straight up twice. I hope there's a lesson learned here. I don't know what to do about this because I think that's a bad mistake on Eva Marie's part, but maybe Doudrop will learn the error of their ways. It is going to be Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie at SummerSlam, so maybe Doudrop can make amends with Eva Marie by helping Eva win that match. That's what we're hoping here. There was a handicap match involving Drew McIntyre going against Jinder Mahal's team, where Jinder Mahal put his left veer in, he took his left veer out, then they did the hanky-shanky, and they turned themselves about. And that's what the Claymore kick was for.
You're an idiot.
You almost did that with a straight face.
Drew McIntyre got the win with the Claymore. Add some more words to with Jinder Mahal. Yada, yada, yada. We'll talk about that on Saturday. Karrion Kross, I believe the bottom ticker says 49 seconds. Took care of Jeff Hardy with the cross jacket. Jumped him in the back during an interview before in a gorilla position. Jeff Hardy stumbled out like he was an Impact ready to fight Sting. So a good sell job by Jeff Hardy on that one. Wow. All right, for those who know, you know. Mansoor defeated Mace after Ali. This was pretty interesting. Mustafa Ali drop kicked Mace, and then he turned him into he rolled him up the reversal. But Ali did it from the outside, so it was right by the turnbuckle. Mace had him. Ali threw back, so very clever. Good job. So Mansoor with the win. That match was pretty quick too, if I remember correctly. More failed attempts by R-Truth and Akira Tozawa trying to catch Reggie for the 24/7 championship. This time it was in a park where there was just trees. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a playground, and he'd be like flying like down the slide through the monkey bar. You know, there's more they can do with that. I hope they kind of just like teased it now, then they go forward with it. That was fun. And then there was a face-to-face where Goldberg again says he's doing this for his kid. We've been hearing that for about 4 years now. Lashley again said he's ending Goldberg's career. Goldberg speared Lashley, and the show ended on that. So this is what we have going into Sunday. We have 10 matches. I didn't think about the Big E versus Baron Corbin match. That's a potential, especially since, you know, rumors going around. Where's SpongeBob? Rumors going around that Bianca and Sasha might not happen. They missed some house shows this weekend, so that match seems like it might be in jeopardy. But we actually have 10 matches. 6 from the Raw side, including what probably will be the main event, Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie, and then 4 from the SmackDown side. No, it's not main eventing. No.
For you, it is.
It is. That's it. I'm turning the show off after that one. Gentlemen, we are going to bid you adieu for the time being for a little bit. We're going to bring in our overseas correspondent all the way from Belfast, Gary Malati. Top of the evening to you.
Good evening to you too. I'm here looking all sporty in my golf top here. So
yeah, I was about to say, they just come off the links. Did they call them links? And they just come off the course? How'd you shoot today?
Yeah, I was playing this afternoon. I was terrible, but I was playing. I only lost 8 balls, so that's okay.
Oh, there you go. That works. So we had the British Rounds match in the first round of the Heritage Cup #1 contenders tournament. Noam Dar, again, these two shined. It went 5 rounds. Noam got the win. Couple submissions here. Again, a great showing. These two. Noam Dar's proven he's done this rounds thing. You know, he can do this rounds thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and the good thing about it, again, that's what I love about these matches, is that they tell a story the whole way through, and the story in this was about him working over Mark Andrews' leg, and so on. And so it was really, really good to see that. I'm glad to see Noam win. I think these two guys are both brilliant. They are 2 of the stars of the brand for different reasons. Yeah. But Noam Dar, I could see going very far in this tournament, I would say. We'll see how far, but I would say you go far in it.
I think, yeah, look at the bracket. I haven't looked at the brackets recently, and there's not another match coming up this week. They have the 2 title matches, which we'll get to, and they didn't announce anything. So I don't even know if they're going to go forward with this tournament, which will delay it even longer. Yeah, and I'll get to the point why that's important in a second. But yeah, Noam Dar, he's facing the winner. I don't even know who he's facing the winner of.
Do you know what? I had in my head. I don't even think it's Tio Man who came out in the middle of the match. I don't think it's that. Off the top of my head, I can't even remember the bracket.
No, I don't remember it either. Well, yes, we'll talk about it when we get there because they didn't announce next week's match. They announced 2 title matches. They announced 2 matches for the week prior. So who knows if they just stretched the hell out of this? I have no idea.
This time next year, it'll still be going on.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Wolfgang Flash Morgan Webster. They started the show. That driving spear, that was pretty impressive. I enjoyed that actually. The lift
it's a very good finish. It looks, when you hit it right and they hit it perfect, it looks devastating. Part of me was surprised that we had the chat that Wolfgang went over, although because he's in that tournament as well. I thought that he might. But again, it was a nice wee match, and as you say, it made Wolfgang look devastating because when he hit that finish on Flash Morgan Webster, it looked like he killed him. So,
and again, the show of respect.
Yeah.
By Gallus, it was a fist bump. It wasn't a handshake like with Tyler shake. I've got the raw stuck in my head still. It wasn't a handshake. It was a fist bump, but still, that is not very Gallus-like. I don't know why Gallus.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking when you looked. Like we had on this program on the same episode, you had 2 faces in inverted commas, and Wolfgang and Flash Morgan Webster. You had Amal and Nina Samuels both being 2 heels against each other. So whether it was just to try and say, yeah, we might be the sort of wrestlers who will try and beat everybody up, but we're not the bad guys in this, so that they don't come across just too bad, just to give them that slight little edge of please still like us type of thing. So
yeah, all right. Backstage interview with the as we mentioned Andrews, we mentioned Webster. Now we're gonna before the tournament match, there was a backstage interview with Mark Andrews and Danny Luna. They were creepily interrupted by Isla Dawn, who was looking to touch Danny Luna's hair. So Isla Dawn is slowly doing her thing here. So she buried a watch that was something to do with Amelia McKenzie. Now a lock of Danny Luna's hair.
It's very, I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's a good gimmick, to be fair, and she plays it well, but it's weird. It's very weird. It'll probably happen if we have an NXT UK takeover around about Halloween. She's quids in for a match. So
NXT should make a UK division like Raw did, but with the cruiserweights. Okay, well that's what they're doing. That's what we're talking about right now, James. You're in luck, buddy. It's happening. Amal defeated Nina Samuels. I remember we talked about this last week. There was a little coin flip. It could have went either way. Nina Samuels has this nice new intro. She's got the director's chair or the star chair that she's sitting sideways on, and she's the show, and then nothing.
Boom. And then Amal takes. I know. I was like, as you say, it's a great. The intro is great. It has the video, then it cuts to her. It's a great big thing. I was, in some respects, pleasantly surprised that Amal won, and in some respects, I was devastatingly surprised that Amal won. Because I don't think she's ready for big matches just yet. But I suppose that's how you're going to make people. And Nina Samuels can be beaten, and she's the sort that she'll be okay. But as I say, the match was okay, and as it went on, it actually picked up and got better as it went on. The more time they had together. So.
Yeah, but Nina Samuels is day one-ish here. Like she's been around. She just hasn't. It feels like she just hasn't gotten off the ground in the 4 years this company or this brand has been in existence. And then here comes Amal, the French Hope, the second coming of Rene Dupree. And here we go. And Amal gets the title shot against Miko. That was it was a good showing by her too. So nothing against Amal, that's fine. But like, when is it Nina's time here?
Yeah.
I don't know. In 2 weeks, actually from last Thursday, so not this Thursday, next Thursday, August 26th, we have 2 matches, 2 high-level matches, sequel matches, if you want to call them that. We are going to have Ginny and Alfie Valkyrie 2. It will be no disqualifications with Joseph Connors locked in a cage. So Ginny seems happy about this until the whole cage thing, which is fine. But why is Ginny happy? Like, she's like, I won the last time. I'm done. What are we doing here? Like, I wanted to move on for a title match, but she seemed thrilled to get back into the ring with her, even with the no DQ. But so interesting to see what those two go. No DQ, little hardcore action here in the UK. And then also we're gonna have Joe Coffey and Rampage Brown 3. Take 2, I get part 3, take 2, because the original part 3 was interrupted and won by Ilya Dragunov. So they didn't get to settle this whole thing. They're at 1 win apiece, but this 1 win apiece, this match has to be won by submission. So Garrett, we'll leave those there. We'll let the build up to that happen on Thursday, because we have 2 championship matches taking takeover. Miko Satomura, she was approached again by we talked about last week, Stevie Turner, while she was training, and Miko liked it. She actually said went into the locker room and told somebody to step up, and it's Stevie Turner. So
I thought it was John Cena again there for a minute.
That is it, John.
No, I mean, Mako against Stevie. I think it'll be a good match. I mean, it really will, and it's one of those ones. There's almost been a couple of matches where Miko Satomura's had where it's nearly been a case of going, okay, if she's our standard bearer and you have a match with her, how good are you? Because Eva Valkyrie had that, and Eva's match was great. And a couple of people have had matches with Mako, and I've kind of went, And I think for Stevie Turner, this is one of these, because she's seen as being a big deal.
I guess that's it. She's not on the website. I think that's what Minutes about. He gives credit to these pictures from WWE.com.
Should put him on the stick figures again. No. So I think for Stevie Turner, she's seen as being a big deal down the line. And so this will be one of these matches. I expect Mako Satomura to win, but I expect it to be one of these kind of, let's see how good you are. Show us how good you are, Stevie.
Exactly. Yeah, show me something here. Yeah, you don't win. She can't win. There's no way in hell she's winning. I will be shocked.
There's more chance of me winning the women's title.
Yeah, right.
And nothing against Stevie Turner at all, obviously. But
no, it's just too soon. It's too soon. Yeah. And then we have now. This match is interesting for the tag team championships. Okay, so Mustache Mountain, day 1-ish. Those are the 2 guys. We had, and Tyler Bate is the NXT UK, the Heritage Cup champion. They're going to challenge Pretty Deadly. Now, Pretty Deadly had a fun little promo saying, "You're not the best tag team in NXT. You're just going to be the best tag team in NXT that we've beaten." So that was a pretty tough line. I liked it. I love Pretty Deadly. Now, the catch is, Garrett, I said this last week, and I said at the beginning, there is a 7-match long tournament to determine a number 1 contender for Tyler Bate. And now if we're delaying a week, potentially, Tyler Bate's going to have some time on his hands.
Yeah.
Like, this is wide open for Mustache Mountain to win the titles, give Tyler Bate the Triple Crown, and give Trent Seven his first ever championship, UK championship.
That's why I think there was a line when they had their interview backstage, and they were saying that to Tyler Bate, and he said about, "Oh, you could win the Triple Crown." He goes, "I could have everything." He goes, and he said about Trent Seven not having won anything, and there was just a slight look. Trent just turned his head for a second and glared at him for half a second, and I thought, "Ooh, are they kind of going down the, oh, you think you're better than me, sunshine, do you?" And I thought, so that if see, this is what I think. I was going down the we'll have a tag title change. But I actually think off the back of that one glance from Trent Seven in the middle of the interview, I think that Pretty Deadly will win. And then there'll be, again, whether it's in the ring after a promo afterwards or whether it's just straight away, that Trent Seven will turn and will say, "You think you're better than me. You think you're all that. You're not. You don't care. You're just looking at other things. You're not worried about the us. It's the you and not us," and all this sort of stuff. So
you're gonna go with the fact that Pretty Deadly winning the turn here, and they're gonna have a UK Heritage Cup championship match while this tournament's going on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That I think he'll still lose from. Like, obviously, Trent Seven will lose that match, but I do think that there was just a wee look when Tyler Bates said it. Trent just sort of half turned his head and glanced, and I thought, "Oh, okay, maybe that's something, maybe it's nothing." But I took it to be something, because most things in NXT UK, or they pay off into something. So
okay, I like where your head's at with that. I'm gonna go with Mustache Mountain though, and I'll have the what you're talking about happen after they lose the titles quickly.
Yeah.
You know, if they lose them in like 3 weeks and their first title defense, and then Trent's like, you didn't take this seriously. You're more concerned about the tournament. Yeah. Okay, I mean, each way we're ending up saying I'll go with just to get Trent 7 on the board here. Give Tyler Bate, you know, then they'll be they'll be this first team to win both sets of NXT tag titles, I think.
And again, either way, if we end up with an NXT UK takeover, that's the sort of match, whether they break up in this match or whether, as you say, they break up in a few weeks' time, that's the sort of one that you could build up. And if you had that in front of fans, the atmosphere would be fantastic for that. It really would be. Okay,
so a couple things outside NXT UK here, Gary. We're going to go first to AEW because we'll get to Rampage in a little bit, but in the main event of Rampage, the first of Rampage, Britt Baker, she had a friend come out and help her post-match by the name of Jamie Hayter. I misheard, I guess, Excalibur. I thought she said Hager. I thought that was Jake Hager's wife. We haven't seen in a while. Didn't know she was a wrestler. It makes sense it's not her. But then when I looked at this Facebook page of, welcome Jamie Hayter, she's back, and nobody had any clue who she is. Now, we found out pre-production today, courtesy of Ryan Joy, she is in your jurisdiction in the UK, and apparently, you'll like this, at one point in time, she defeated Ginny in a Rev Pro event.
Yeah. I mean, she's been, it was quite funny. Her end of 2019, start of 2020 was quite interesting, but she's been wrestling for about 6 years or so, and was Blair Davenport, since we just finished NXT UK, she was Bea Priestley or Blair Davenport's tag partner in Stardom for a while, and they held tag titles out there as well. But she was on Dynamite in October and November 2019, and a singles match against Britt, and then a tag match in November, and then she was on NXT UK in the January 2020, which would have been taped probably in December. So her kind of October, November, she was on AEW, and then she was on NXT UK, and then did the Rev Pro thing for a little while. And in June of this year, it was well known. It was put out. She's a 2-time British Women's Champion for Rev Pro, and in June they vacated their title because she accepted a WWE tryout in June of this year. So whether she hasn't heard anything, whether they told her no, I don't know. But it's literally less than 2 months ago. It's maybe only 7 weeks, 6-7 weeks since she had the tryout for WWE, and now all of a sudden they say she's back in AEW again. So she is good. She's one of those ones that would have been great, I think, to have in NXT UK again to link up with Blair Davenport again. But now that she's back across in AEW, hopefully they do something with her and it's not just a short-term thing. So.
Okay, and then one match specifically this Sunday, the UK Championship is going to happen. It is going to be Dragunov Walter 2. We'll throw the graphic up there right now. NXT UK Championship. We'll talk about if you want to talk about Dragunov and Pete Dunne from last week, that you can do that as well real quick before you give us your pick for this. But then we also have James Wheeler chiming in, rapid fire. I completely agree. They're just going to kick the snot out of each other very, very quickly, very, very hardly. It's going to be a British strong style match, just like Dunne and Dragunov was. And everyone got a nice, if you haven't seen the UK, now the stateside people got a nice little taste of Dragunov, even though it wasn't a losing effort.
Yeah, I was surprised that he did lose, although in saying I didn't think, I heard about the loss before I watched it. And then when I watched it, I went, no, it wasn't as bad as I heard. The way that the distraction from Walter and stuff at the end of it. It will be an amazing match on Sunday night. It really will. I am worried it will be built up for everybody to think it's going to be like a 76-star match. And then it'll kind of only be a 70-star match and everybody will be like, oh, it's not good.
Yeah.
It will be amazing. I've changed my mind. I was going with a Dragunov win, to be fair about it. And then I changed my mind. Off not just off the back of him losing, but I have this thought of that they have built them up But I've now gone. I'm thinking that that Walter will beat him. Walter will retain, and then the match that we were talking about that's going to come up in a couple of weeks, the Coffee Rampage match. Whoever wins that will take on Walter. Although in saying that, then this is when I also get worried and go, but the perfect storyline would be Ilya Dragunov wins it, and then one of those two wins, and you go, okay, you've had the three-way, now we'll have a singles match. So
yeah,
it's kind of a pick 'em, and whoever wins, great. It is a win-win, but I'm gonna go Walter, I think.
Okay. And then we have a big weekend coming up. SummerSlam. You'll be on the show Saturday, so you don't have to do SummerSlam right now. But anything else from TakeOver, anything from Emergence on Friday, anything that you want to throw out there, wild predictions, any layups, anything you want to throw out there? Say goodbye.
I'm just interested to see where they go after the Adam Cole Kyle O'Reilly match, because I think whatever happens in the third fall of it, I think it will go to the cage match. That whatever happens in the cage match will show what they're going to do with Adam Cole going forward. Mm-hmm. Then if he wins, he's either staying with NXT or he's leaving. Or I think, and I do think they would put him over even if he was leaving. But I think that if O'Reilly wins, then Cole's going to move up to the main roster. So that, to me, it'll be a great match. But that's one that I'm interested to see just exactly what happens after that one.
It was more of the after. I like that. More of the after fact. All right. So, Gary, thank you very much. Again, we appreciate you staying up late night.
Problem.
We will see you Saturday.
Yep.
At the Essential Wrestling Podcast SummerSlam special, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So what is that? 8 p.m.
8 p.m. for me. I'll bring my own sausages for the barbecue, so it's okay.
British Summer Time, right? Is that the name of the time that I see on NXT? All right, sounds good. Gary, have a great night, pal.
See you later.
So we're going to bring from Gary, we're going to bring in Ryan Joy, minutestobelltime.com, our senior AEW correspondent, and we'll get to AEW in a second. But Ryan, we had some pretty crazy indie stuff going on this weekend. I don't know what you want to talk about first, but we were texting back and forth during Triple Mania. I watched some of that. I watched the 3 matches that I wanted to watch, so that was really fun.
Well, it's funny because you usually refer to this as an indie segment, but the companies that we talk about are big national companies, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, and they're the top companies in their nations. Yes.
Right. So like AAA, that is the WWE of Mexico, right? Yes. So this is a massive company, and this was their WrestleMania type of show, and it had the characters from WrestleMania, right? Main event is Andrade versus Kenny Omega, but the surprise to everybody, and from what I understand, including a surprise to Kenny Omega, is that Ric Flair was ringside with Andrade in the it wasn't the main event, it was the semi-main event, but Andrade brought Ric Flair his I guess father-in-law,
future father-in-law.
Something. Yeah, future father-in-law, who was there ringside with Andrade. Now,
yeah, walked the aisle with him. Not even just at the ringside. He walked the aisle. He was there.
And Conan was there with Kenny Omega. And in the end, by the end of the match, we had figure 4 locks on from Flair to Conan. It was a thing. It was something to see. And of course, it raises all the questions of, well, Flair was just let go. Does he have a non-compete? Does he not have a non-compete? Doesn't look like he has a compete in that non-compete in that contract. So,
he had a Legends contract. He wasn't an in-ring competitor. I thought we put this to bed that he didn't have one. I figured he could just show up anywhere.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. He was a talent. He was not necessarily a Legends contract. It was a talent contract. So, talent doesn't necessarily mean just wrestler, right?
Yeah. Well, he did drive the ambulance away when Randy Orton was in it. So I guess that's.
Now, do you want to save the other big match for the Impact segment? I assume you've got a little something you're building to there.
No, not at all. No, Deonna Purrazzo. That's it. It's
there you go. She's the double champ.
What do I call her? La Dos Beltas? I don't even know.
Deonna Dos Belts or something.
Deonna Dos Belts, yes. Deonna Dos Beltas.
Deonna wins, gets a win over Fabi Apache. She's now the Reinas de Reinas champion and the Impact champion. She joins a good list of Impact Knockouts champions that have also been the Reinas de Reinas. Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie and now Deonna Purrazzo. 3 really strong female competitors there. So good for Deonna.
And then I watched the tag team championship match where
Oh.
So Phoenix and Pentagon, and he's Pentagon in Mexico, right? He's back to being Pentagon
Yes.
Jr. They're the tag champs. They were defending against 2 guys. I have no idea who they were. And then it was Black Taurus and a mystery partner. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to see Crazy Steve with the K. I don't think I've ever been let down to see Brian Cage before in my entire life. But Brian Cage was his partner. I'm like, dang it. Like, that was a missed opportunity.
Well, Brian Cage was he was in the opening contest, the Marvel contest. He's Thanos. And it makes sense that, you don't bring Brian Cage down there to not use the brand Brian Cage.
Yeah, and they have before. I've seen that he's a AAA regular, especially at Triple Mania. So
exactly.
It didn't shock me that it was there, but I'm like, man, the music, missed it.
Now, the other thing that happened this weekend on Saturday was, it was kind of, you're torn because there was a certain period where Triple Mania was happening, and so was New Japan's Resurgence show in Los Angeles. So you're kind of torn about what you're going to watch. So I made it through the Omega Andrade match that Omega won, by the way, and retained. And then I switched over to the New Japan show. And this show, I don't know what New Japan was thinking, because they had more on this show than what they advertised with. Now, surprises are always great, but this show was way better than expectations. First of all, Moose and Ishii was an incredible match. Incredible.
Unbelievable. I know you were saying this morning with Travis, like, well, it didn't have a story. That match does not need a story whatsoever. Put them in there and let them kick the crap out of each other. That's the story. I'm talking
and it was great. I mean,
yeah.
Ishii, people don't realize how short he is. And when he's standing there next to Moose, who is about twice his height, and he does a brain buster for a finish on this guy, it's incredible. So you have that match. You have a great match right there. You've got Jay White facing off against Finlay. Another great match. Jay White retains.
And that was the big match they were building up on Impact, and why they had all this, where they got Chris Bay involved and Juice Rock. That was the payoff for Jay White being an Impact. And
right. There was a storyline earlier in the night about Jon Moxley having a mystery partner who ended up being Yuji Nagata, which, Yuji Nagata's not like, he was a big name years ago. He's sort of an undercard guy, but I think it was smartly done because they gave Yuji Nagata all this American attention when he had that Dynamite match. So people recognized him and knew who he was. And so they have this little history that they've built in a short period of time. They wrestle the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers get the win by defeating Nagata. And then out comes the Gorillas of Destinies to get in the face of the Good Brothers. And now you've got this Bullet Club on Bullet Club stuff. Again, no advertisement that the Gorillas of Destinies were going to be there. So, people were surprised to see them. Hiroshi Tanahashi wins the United States Championship from Lance Archer in the main event. That's like, nobody was picking Hiroshi Tanahashi, but he's like the Shawn Michaels. He's the guy everybody's cheering for. And it was, he hit his Aces High, which is basically a frog splash to a guy standing up, and then he hit 2 more frog splash on which he calls the high fly flow on Lance Archer to get the pin. Nice friendly exchange between them at the end of the show. Jon Moxley is there at ringside. Lance Archer invites Tanahashi to AEW. He wants to have a match with him there. All that's great. But the big news out of this show was the fact that Will Ospreay showed up and announced that he was medically cleared, and he had a bag with him. And inside that bag was the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship that he never lost. And he threw it in everybody's face and said, look, they let Jon Moxley have his belt for a year without defending it. I only got 2 weeks and they stripped me of the belt. It's a injustice. And he's like, I will be defending this belt. That guy over in Japan, Shingo Takagi, is just an interim champion. I am the real world's champion, and I'm not going back to Japan. I'm not going to the G1. I'm not earning my way to Wrestle Kingdom. I am the champion. Let him come to me. And so now we have Will Ospreay on American soil with the World Championship. New Japan strong. The American version is a hell of a lot stronger today than it was on Friday or Saturday of this week.
you almost get the feeling that Wrestle Kingdom, or maybe however I don't know where, maybe Wrestle Kingdom is stateside. It almost wants to see like a Survivor Series thing going. Like you could do Strong versus Japan, head to head. I think that would be a pretty interesting concept because, you're exactly right. New Japan Strong is just getting, I guess, strong, lack of a better word.
There was plans in 2020 to have a great big Madison Square Garden show in August. And of course, COVID happened and that got canceled, and they have not tried to do anything of that scale in the United States. But that was called Wrestle Dynasty. And you could see that the parallel, the Kingdom was going to be the big show in Japan. Dynasty was going to be the big show in the States. So hopefully we work our way back to that by, from next summer or something. But certainly all the angles seem to be aligning to where you're going to have some nice Strong against New Japan, mainland New Japan.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future.
All right, so anything coming up this weekend? I know it's a busy weekend for everybody else. Ring of Honor, you said, had a show right in the mix of all.
Yeah, Ring of Honor has a show. Flip Gordon's challenging Bandito for the ROH World Championship. And then there's about 37 and a half other matches. It's 2 nights, Friday and Saturday. So they're going to be going up against SummerSlam directly head-to-head. So
Ring of Honor, too big for just one night. There you go.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to bring back in John Smith. We are going to bring back in John DeConti. Gentlemen, I hope you guys were able to say hello to your loved ones, get some groceries, do what you needed to do. Let me get this. Boom. So we're going to go to AEW Dynamite. And Ryan, sure, why not? Impact Tag Team Championships were on the line. This stemmed off from that 10-man elimination match. Where when Paige and the Dark Order lost, they weren't going to get an AEW tag title shot, but the Good Brothers, being the Good Brothers that they are, they granted the Dark Order an Impact tag title match instead.
That's right. And, when we talked about this last week, I said Evil Uno is going to eat the pin here. He's going to take the Magic Killer. And that's not what happened. But Scotty D'Amore, he was on commentary, couldn't get it word in edgewise because they got 15 guys on commentary for every match. So he was there. I didn't get to hear the good humor of Scotty D'Amore commentary, but the Good Brothers ended up hitting the Magic Killer in a 1-2-3 and a 2 sweep on Stu Grayson, who I just got done saying last week was super protected. So yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I'm not going to shoot you. I like Stu, so I was going to hope he's better. Right? Damn it, Ryan.
Now it's revenge time for Stu Grayson. So.
That's it. The Hardy front office, it was a 6-man tag team match. Hardy front office was represented by Matt Hardy and Private Party. They defeated Best Friends, who was represented by Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Yuta. Matt hit the twist of fate on Wheeler Yuta, who actually just came off getting hit from a gin and juice. So Wheeler Yuta got it from all angle from all 3 guys, taking that pinfall right there.
A little interference from Jack Evans, too.
A little bit. No more mention that. Clean win by Matt Hardy.
Okay.
John DeConti, I did not know Chris Statlander could do a 450 splash. Maybe I missed something. Was there a memo that went around? That kind of shocked me.
Well, no, what she did was a 451 splash. That is the area 451 splash.
Area 451.
She is an alien. But yes, Chris Statlander showed us that she is not only very strong, because she would pick Nyla Rose off of the turnbuckle, and she took a couple steps before hitting a power bomb, then hit that 450 splash for the win. It was only about a 3-minute match, but that is a strong gal, because if you remember correctly, in a similar situation, obviously in a different company, Natty and Lana had trouble picking Nia Jax off the apron and walking 2-3 feet with her to power bomb her through the announce table. Similar, maybe not similar physiques, but similar mass. Chris Statlander was able to do it with Nyla Rose all by her lonesome. That's a strong alien.
Yeah, she is. A backstage promo with the Death Triangle. Both the Lucha Brothers want Andrade. Pac, who specifically said he is not their boss, told them that he was going to fight Andrade. Something is happening in Death Triangle. So that's going to happen at All Out. We got Pac versus Andrade. I'm excited. there's a chance something is happening in that match. So let's see. They said the Death Triangle. They said Penta and Phoenix should focus on the AEW tag titles, which they're not in contention for in the picture at the moment. You know, the Bucks got Jurassic Express on Wednesday. So let's see. Backstage interview with Andrade and Chavito. Said Andrade will show Pac who's the boss on All Out. So either there's the winner to get Tony Danza. Is it Tony Danza on a poll to be continued? In-ring interview with the Factory. The Factory's still a thing?
They got a really cool logo.
Wow. Yeah. Well, they pulled Shivani's kid into the ripping off Goldberg. Pulled Shivani's kid into the ring, and Marshall hit him with a cutter. And then here comes Paul White, who's Shivani's broadcast partner on one of those YouTube shows, came out for the scene. So it's good to see Paul White.
He looks scary, too.
Something. Yeah.
Not a friendly giant.
All right. So going into this Wednesday night Dynamite, a backstage promo with the Young Bucks saying beating the Jurassic Express will be as easy as a layup. But then here comes Luchasaurus ripping off the Kembe Mutombo. Ah, get that shot out of here. No. Wag the finger in his face. Set a hard pick on Matt Jackson. Jungle Boy with the layup. Oh, had the tides turned. We have a World Tag Team Championship match this week. Brian Joy as our senior AEW correspondent. What do you got?
I would love to see the Jurassic Express win this, but I feel like we're too close to the pay-per-view. I think the Bucks are going to be defending at the pay-per-view, so I picked the Bucks here.
Okay, then who are the Bucks defending at the pay-per-view?
I'm going to say Lucha Bros at the moment. They're ranked number 4, but that those rankings will be revised by the time we get to Rampage. So.
All right, John Smith.
Give me Jungle Boy. Yeah, I got them taking the titles.
John DeConnie.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks here. See them walk the aisle at the big pay-per-view with the tag. See all of the elite walk the aisle at the big pay-per-view with the belts, at least to start.
See, I was hoping Jurassic Express would have the match All Out. I want Jurassic Express to be the ones to take it from the Bucks. Unfortunately, I think it's too early, Ryan. I think you're right, but I had it in my head like I want Jurassic Express to be the ones to do it. So I'm going to go with Jurassic Express. Ryan, completely random off topic. You can move graphics now on the side. They don't have to be in order anymore.
Is that right?
Yeah. So we'll play. I'll show you that tomorrow. But my life just got a whole lot easier. Woohoo! All right. Chris Jericho defeated Wardlow after hitting Wardlow with his bat, followed by the Judas Effect. The 5th trimester of MJF's labor is now Jericho has to fight MJF. No Judas Effect, which constitutes both the move and the music. So we have a comment from James Wheeler Yuta. No Judas. Well, how about the Lionheart? I know we've tried to call the Lionheart against Hoovy. It didn't happen then. So would this be it, Sean DeConnie?
Sure, why not? I really don't know what to expect out of this match because they don't do false finishes, and this match feels like it should be taking place at All Out. So, I almost think something weird's going to happen here, but again, they don't do DQs and this, that, and the other thing. So, give me Jericho winning here, and maybe it's MJF who demands that they fight again, and that's how they get on All Out.
John Smith.
I got MJF cheating to win, and then we see it again at the pay-per-view.
I got that as well, but I got a little bit more. Ryan Joy.
So here's my thinking on this. Let's just assume CM Punk debuts Friday. We're all planning on that anyway. So if Punk comes out on Friday, they've got us looking at Punk Darby Allin, right? That's what they've got us all thinking about. I wouldn't be surprised to see it Punk MJF in the first go out. So I think that's why this feud is coming to a close now to free both these guys up for the pay-per-view. So I'm going to pick MJF. My logic might be all wrong, but I'm picking MJF here.
Travis going with Jericho. That's actually very odd. Travis betting against this guy right now, so I'm a little worried. I'm with John Smith as well. I got MJF with a rematch at All Out with Jericho's career on the line. Once if MJF wins this, there is no other way. No, Jericho, I want another one. No, give me. Well, what do you want? What do I have to do? I want your career. That's what MJF wants, right? He wants Jericho gone. So I think that's how we do a soft little career-ending match so that Jericho can finish his career as the Rampage commentator, right? Is that what Jericho wants to do? Sammy Guevara, he's going to be going against longtime rival Sean Spears. He also has an announcement to make as well. So who do you got in the match, John Smith, and any call on the announcement?
No clue what the announcement's going to be. Maybe he's challenging Miro or something. And then if that's the case, then I got to say he wins the match here too.
Yeah, you kind of think that if he's got some type of big announcement that he's probably, I can't imagine anything fun coming from him losing and then be like, yeah, we're going to TNT title. Yeah, so I think he's got to win this, right, John DeConnie?
Yeah, I agree. Sammy wins the match, and as far as his announcement goes, not a clue.
Ryan Joy, we're going to go back to Travis. Guys, only losses against two wrestlers using moves that were banned from matches. It's fair. So he'll lose to the Judas. That's where there's got you. Okay, because it was a paradigm shift, right? That Moxley used that he wasn't allowed to.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So Sammy Guevara, I know you talked this morning about a TNT title match.
Yeah, that was my thought too. I mean, I think he's gonna beat Sean Spears, and I think that's probably everybody thinks that. So he'll beat Sean Spears, then a major announcement. That's where I was going, that he's going to challenge Miro for the TNT Championship. Makes sense. Miro needs somebody that's a little bit more credentialed, I guess, to wrestle. He's been wrestling Lee Johnson and Fuego del Sol. The alternative is maybe he's going to form a tag team with Fuego del Sol, and they're going to challenge the Bucks.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be at All Out too. I don't think you do Sammy Guevara and Miro. I mean, you're right. Yeah. Miro needs somebody of credibility to fight at the pay-per-view. So we're not that far off. Maybe like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, the most tops. So I can see that. Or that he's pregnant.
Yeah, it could be pregnant. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't even have the match. He just announced that he's pregnant. It looks like Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. They will be having a face-to-face, man-to-machine. So that's going to be a segment. Match that I do not have a graphic. I had a graphic for it last week, but they actually didn't air it. But that whole Dan Lambert, Lance Archer thing, that's going to be happening this week now. Something happened, I guess, last week, I guess. So we're just going to go with King Mo as our answer here. No reason to change that, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Darby Allin defeated Daniel Garcia after a coffin drop. John Smith, get excited. Post-match, Sting unprovokingly attacked 2.0. I don't know if you saw that. They did nothing. Sting was just being a goddamn bully like he always is, attacking poor Everriser 2.0, whatever you want to call him right now. I just stepped on my cap by accident. I was so excited about this. I'm sorry, buddy. John Smith 2.0.
Oh, they rule.
There you go.
But they're not going to win.
Oh, okay. It's not their job to win. It's just their job to entertain.
But that's their gimmick. They don't need to win.
No. When they start winning is when they get boring. I think that's like the complete opposite of every other wrestler in the freaking world.
Oh, they'll be so obnoxious if they have the tag team titles one day.
That would be pretty. Would they beat the Bucks? I think they can beat the Bucks.
Well, they're better than the Bucks.
I know.
That's why they're called 2.0.
Yes, exactly. Ryan Joy, this is a Texas Tornado Rules match, no tags.
You know, the 2.0 is contending that this is the fake Sting, the NWO Sting, Jason Farmer. They don't believe it's the real Sting, Steve Borden. So, assuming it's the real Sting, I think we're going to see a Scorpion Death Drop on one of these guys. Give me Sting and Darby.
Well, I know what rumor I'm going to spend Friday on the Daily Wrestling News Show. John DeConnie.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I think Sting will take one of the boys from 2.0 out.
All right, Ryan, the show opened with the Elite, and who do they fight again?
Dante Martin and the Seidels.
No.
But here's the thing about this match. If you did watch it, you saw an extremely good showing for Dante Martin. And if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. Dante Martin looked like $1 million. They need to put this guy in a big high-profile match soon to take advantage of what happened in this match. He looked amazing. Really looked like a star. So that's the big news here. He is the one who took the pinfall, but it was after he took the BTE trigger and a one-wing angel. So it's okay. Dante Martin cannot kick out from that and still maintain his status, I guess.
Any update on when Darius will be back? He's injured, correct?
Yeah, I don't think anytime soon because they're continuing going forward with Dante in this type of role. So I don't think so. But again, I think they need to put him in a big match on Dynamite here pretty soon.
Maybe against the Sedans.
There you go.
In a post-match interview with the Elite after that match, it was interrupted by Christian, who not only gets an AEW championship match at All Out, but he had a conversation with Scott D'Amore. He got an Impact championship match to be the first match in Rampage history. So we'll switch the bottom ticker. John DeConnie, before you go talk about, all right, I'm ready. Yeah, so John DeConnie, you're the one that wanted to talk about this match.
Yes, so we had Christian Cage challenging Kenny Omega for the Impact, Unified Championship, and I've had some less than polite things to say about Christian, and it's not because I don't hate the guy. It's unbelievable how good of a match he had for a 47-year-old guy. I just feel like this match ended the way we kind of sort of thought it might, because otherwise the all-out match makes no sense. Don Callis would distract the ref. The Bucks slide in a chair. Omega goes for the one-wing angel on the chair, but Christian turns around that setup into the unprettier on the chair and gets the 1, 2, 3. And we have a new Impact champion. Now, Impact has said,
hear a comparison to Christian Cage and Lex Luger ever again. That was absolutely.
Well, Luger was a really strong champion. So
Travis, you just made me throw up in my mouth. I guess that was gross. So yeah, that's it. Christian, that's one title down. His goal is to take all the belts from Kenny. Not sure how I'll get the AAA belt off him, but it's whatever. One at a time here. Ryan, the next match was for the AEW TNT Championship. And fun fact, not sure if you knew this or not, up until that point, there has never been a successful title defense in Rampage history.
That's true. That's true. And Fuego del Sol was coming into the match 1-39, looking for a big win against God's favorite champion. He had the stick. He cut a promo. He said God's favorite champion will be baptized in fire. And in fact, Fuego del Sol was on Fuego. He hit a tornado DDT before the bell and several tornado DDTs after the bell. He almost won his contract by countout because Miro only barely made it back in the ring. But once he did, it was pretty much time for a Machka kick and a game over. The match was all said and done. All this action was in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Game over for the submission. Win for Miro. Miro exits stage left. We go to commercial. We come back. Tony Khan, Sammy Guevara on the ramp. Tony Khan says, to heck with it. We'll give him a contract anyway. Sammy Guevara delivers the contract. The good news. On Fuego, tears. Classic moment. I guess apparently it was all a shoot and Fuego didn't know it was happening. So there you go.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I'm not about those guys getting contracts, but they're just like, why making it? They're just going to give it to him anyway. Like, it's such a participation trophy move right there. Like, that was. Anyway, and then the main event, Ryan, the good doctor got it done as we all thought she were, and then I'll let you go with that.
Well, so Red Velvet, unfortunately, she is the face in the company, but she was not the face in this match. The crowd had wanted nothing to do with her. She was booed all over the place. She even did some heel tactics as we got into the match, as Velvet pulled off Britt Baker's cast and went for, kind of went all the way with that. But Baker got it done. After the match, Jamie Hayter, as you talked about with Gary, came out, and they really put Red Velvet down. So,
yeah, so don't hate her the player, hate her the game.
there you go.
All right, so this Friday coming up on Rampage, they're in Chicago. Dead Center, Chicago at the United Center, home of their beloved Chicago Bulls and Chicago Blackhawks. The show is called First Dance in lieu of the ESPN documentary, The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. The best in the world has been mentioned. Ryan, look in my eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality. It's that high. Live in Color. Obviously, WWE does not own the rights to that song. Will that song be played? Will CM Punk appear? Or will this be the early nail in the coffin that is AEW? Because if he does not show on Friday night, not only do the Bulls and the Blackhawks need a new arena to play in, because that building will be burned to the ground, Tony Khan is out of business.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really bad day. AEW will not recover well from that if he doesn't show, but I think he will be there. I mean, Tony Khan's a lot smarter than that. I'm pretty sure he'll be there. And the only question is, how does it happen? Do they just kick the show off with the music? And that's how we get going? Or is it, the last segment? That's typical wrestling thing to do, would be the last segment. Is it partway through? Is it to set up an angle for All Out, or do we just get kind of teased that he's there? Does he actually get a chance to talk? Does he wrestle? All these questions and more will be answered on Friday.
Does he get a dude? He's not going to shut up. What are you talking about? Does he get a chance to talk? He's never going to shut up. He's going to sit Indian style at the top of the ramp. Anyway, John.
You don't know. They could just show a picture from backstage.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, I think. It's pretty obvious that he's going to be there, but I'm rooting for him not to be there, just so I can read the butthurt on social media.
Yeah, I know. And then SummerSlam kicks off with Cult of Personality, John McConaughey, with the greatest swerve in the history, bigger than the screw job in Montreal.
But CM Punk, the role of CM Punk will be played by Kane, just like the fake Diesel, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, what's going to happen on Friday is we're going to get the opening 8 chords to Cult of Personality. The roof's going to blow off the building, and then Punk's going to come out and say, "Make sure you catch episode 3 of Heels on whatever the hell that's on, Epics or whatever, and see Ricky Rabies." And then he's going to turn around and leave, and everyone's going to be left go.
Oh. Yeah, we were joking around backstage, like this big thing, like this first dance, whatever. Michael Jordan could walk out on that stage, like the most beloved person, not even Chicago history, the basketball. It's not CM Punk. He's there to promote heels. That'd be funny as hell. Now you're kind of hoping that Darby's in the ring, he's just gonna stand there and wait. Him and Sting. Well, that's if they survive Wednesday night's attack from 2.0. I mean, you gotta put that, I guess, cross Friday that bridge when we get there. There you go, Ryan. This one's more for you. What kind of rating do you think the show will get? Rating as in what, like Meltzer rating, or just like numbers rating?
He means numbers ratings. I think it's wise to temper expectations. I think if it does the same as last week, that's a huge victory, and if it does better than that, that's an even huger victory. And if it does less than that, but still above 700, I still think it's a victory because, listen, that 10 o'clock time slot sucks. And even Dynamite itself, when they were running good Dynamites, they were only doing like 400,000 or 500,000 people. So if they do 700 again, that's a victory. If they do more, it's a huge victory, and I don't even know what it means.
So we're going to switch gears from AEW to Impact. They on Thursday night. We're doing a quick little recap of last Thursday before we get into our picks. Tennille Dashwood, John DeConnie. She defeated Taylor Wilde. Now Taylor Wilde, again, this whole thing started with a border issue. Some guy named Kelvin with a K reported her as a suspicious person. But it was more than this. It was weird. All of a sudden, Madison Rayne, huh?
Yeah, so Caleb would blind the ref, and as the referee had no idea what was going on, Madison Rayne runs in, tosses Taylor into the buckle, and then Tennille would hit her spotlight kick for the 1-2-3. But then Tennille and Madison hug as if they've got a big past. But the story here is that clearly Madison and Taylor have a very deep past, and I guess Ryan would have a better feel for this, but I would imagine we're going to see the two of them face off at Empower.
Possibly.
It's possible. I don't know anything about Taylor Wilde and Madison Rayne. Were they former tag champs together? I don't know. But I do know what I do know in that tag team championship tournament, Tennille was bounced in the first round with Madison Rayne, and Tennille kicked it to the curb right away. So that was the original stare down. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this? And then they're like, screw Taylor. And so I guess bygones be bygones on that one. But that was 9 minutes 51 seconds too. Look at that bottom ticker. 9 minutes 51 seconds that match was pretty good. As Ryan we talked about earlier in his own segment, FinJuice defeated the Bullet Club after Jay White came in with a chair and started decking FinJuice, more so David Finlay, to wear him down for the open weight title fight at Resurgence, which we discussed that Jay White did win. Now with Guerrilla Destiny's stateside, coming on possibility of Jay White maybe Kenny's not around there. Kenny's not going to be an Impact. The Good Brothers are hung out to dry right now in Impact, huh? They lost their buddy. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's true. I don't think we're gonna see Kenny Omega for the next month because he went to Mexico instead of the Impact tapings.
Yeah. Kiera Hogan was all fired up from being jumped and embarrassed by Tasha the week prior. She wasn't interrupted by Tasha though. She got Sue Young and an undead Kimberly. So we had an undead bride and an undead ballerina dancer here. Is that what we're going with? Kimber took out Kiera, so let's see where this goes. I know Kiera tonight, right, Ryan Joy? AEW, Kiera Hogan, right? Dark.
It was last night.
How'd she do?
She did not win.
I didn't think so. Backstage interview with Melina, who's just happy to be getting the opportunity to compete for the Knockouts Championship at such an historic event of NWA Empower or NWA Unevolution. I think that's what I'm going to start calling it, NWA Unevolution. She was interrupted by Deanna, who says she's been training to kill people with MMA fighters. So good for Deanna. Going into Emergence now, boys. Here we go. We got 2 shows to pick. We're doing pretty good on time. Everybody's stretched out. Everybody's ready to roll. We are going to go forth with Emergence. First, let's get the get the ticker up there. There we go. Get those 7 p.m. Friday night. They're staying away from CM Punk by doing it an hour earlier. They're not afraid of Roman Reigns and John Cena, just CM Punk, I guess, right? Here are our overall standings. We haven't seen these in a while. We haven't had a lot of shows to pick recently. Ryan Joy in the lead with 418 points. He went on a little bit of a tear a couple of weeks ago. A lot of extra perfect pay-per-view points. I'm in second place by a small margin over John Smith. Travis, who you've seen been chiming in throughout the course of the episode, he's got 358. John DeConnie right behind him. Gary over 300. Tyler, if he shows up, then I guess he shows up. Whatever. Here are our Impact-only standings. John Smith, a 2-point lead over myself. John DeConnie right behind me. Ryan Joy right behind me. This is a train wreck at the top 4. A cluster bleep, if you will. Gary, 123. Tyler sitting there pretty at 500. He hasn't chimed in 2 shows. I guess it's relevant. Here's the scoring for Emergence. Impact's Emergence. 5 points for the Impact Championship match. 3 points for all other title matches. 1 point for the non-title matches. Anything in a promotional gets 1 point. Christian Cage is an AEW wrestler, although he is now the 30th ever Impact champion in that company's history, and he is one of 3 people to win both the Impact TNA World Championship and the NWA TNA Championship, joining Sting and AJ Styles in that illustrious group. So the first match we're going to discuss, there was a backstage promo last Thursday by the Good Brothers that was interrupted by Violent by Design, where Gallows had some words for Joe Doring. So Doring stepped up. They're going to get at it Thursday to see who the big hoss in Impact is. So that's going to be this match here. Joe Doring versus Doc Gallows. Then the tag team title match at Emergence is a triple threat match because, as Doc Gallows said in this, Violent by Design kind of dropped the ball as they lost a tag team match to Rich Swann and Willie Mack. So that put them in the match because Violent by Design gets an automatic rematch due to contractual obligations. So I don't think I've ever seen Doc Gallows this fired up, John DeConnie. He was fuming. Like, he was ready to roll there. He normally is happy-go-lucky. Sex Ferguson, the one we all know and love. But he was fired up. I like that Doc Gallows.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Karl Anderson forgot the cooler with the beers because he did not have his mellow on.
No.
But I don't even know if we're going to get a real finish to that Gallows and Doring match. That has DQ or double count out or schmaz written all over it. Because I don't, obviously Gallows never loses, and there's no reason to have Doring get pinned. If I had to take a guess, I'd say Doring loses by DQ. But if this was for points, I would actually pick no contest because this has got schmaz written all over it.
Yeah, correct. What about the tag title match?
And then rolling forward, I picked them already, and it's probably a little too early to take it off the Good Brothers, but I just want to see Willie Mack happy. The poor man.
I know. I picked Swan and Willie at Slammiversary. I enjoy it.
So I totally agree with John DeConnie. There's not going to be a finish on the Gallows match because Gallows is not getting pinned, and I don't think Joe Doring is either. And I'm going to pick the Good Brothers. I don't think those belts are leaving.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, this one's hard. I'd love to pick Swan and Willie, but I'll go with the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything everybody's saying. I got the Good Brothers, and I just want exactly. I want Swan and Willie exactly. I want that playing, and I want Willie to pin Doc Gallows too to win him. I want it all for Willie. I want him to do the completed impossibilities of everything.
No chance, man.
No, I got the Good Brothers, and I like the no. Yeah, that match there's no reason for Doring to take a pin either. I know Doc is. There's no reason for Doring to get pinned either. So
Rich Swann's probably the only guy eligible to take the Magic Killer too. The other guys are all too big.
That is fair. Josh Alexander, our X Division champion, he defeated Daivari. Try saying that a bunch of times. Post-match, Jake something, the number 1 contender, got into the ring, grabbed the belt, roughly gave it to Josh. A stare down ensued. We got a little face versus face action here, John Smith. I know it's not really heel versus heel that you like, but they're both somewhat good guys. All right, they're both cheered, right?
Yeah, they don't have that cheesy face attitude about them, though. This is still going to be like heel on heel quality, even though it's face on face.
Yeah.
But they've been pushing Jake something a lot, but I don't see them giving him the title here. I got Josh Alexander holding on to it.
I feel like this is a very intriguing matchup to me, John DeConnie. Honestly, I do think this can go either way, and no one bat an eye about it. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm sticking by my pipe dream of, Ace Austin is out of the picture, but I did say earlier this year that someone would cash in option C, and that's how they would eventually get the Impact title back. And it looks like Josh Alexander is the perfect person to do that. So give me Josh retaining here.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, Josh retains, I think, for sure.
All right, I got Josh Alexander as well. Yeah, no reason. I like it. I wouldn't be mad if Jake something won it though. It's a guy big enough to beat Josh Alexander too. You know, these X Division guys are a little bit shorter sometimes, like a Chris Sabin or Ace Austin, whoever's shorter. Josh has got to fight somebody his own size now, so that's why I think this match intrigues me as much as it does. So I'm not gonna be upset if Jake gets it done, but I got Josh. I got points on Josh. I have 2 matches here, not officially booked. Who knows if they will be? These are kind of, Impact usually does 8-9 match cards. I believe we're only at 5 right now, so there's gonna be a lot happening on Thursday. Plus, you can't leave Tennille off the card, so she'll be in there somewhere. I don't know where she'll fit in, but God forbid we do an Impact show without Tennille Dashwood. But backstage, interview with Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans, explaining that Kiera lost the fire, so Tasha had to get rid of the dead weight. Enter Fallah Bahh. Interesting here. Enter Fallah Bahh, who wants to know if Tasha has his back with his problems with decay. And Tasha, I don't think has any whatever feelings from her tag team partner from Homecoming, but she's like, I got your back. They have my titles. So we could see apparently a Knockouts Tag Team Championship match potentially with Tasha and Savannah against Rosemary and Havoc. We could do a 6-person here with those 4, plus you throw Fallah Bahh in there with either Crazy Steve or Taurus. I would probably throw Steve in there. I think Taurus might be a little too violent with women wrestling.
I'm looking at something. I don't know if this is official, but it's got Decay versus Tasha, Savannah, Fallah Bahh, and No Way.
Really? Okay.
That's what I'm reading here on a random site. Just put the.
Would that be at Impact, or would that be at on the pay-per-view? No,
this is the match card for Emergence that I'm looking at. It's on it's on a random website though. I'm not going to plug their site or anything.
Okay, randomwebsite.com. Let's just pretend it's that. It's one of those, right? Let's just say there's something going there. I don't think it'll be a tag title shot. That's a little too soon for this person, this unknown named Savannah Evans, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little too soon for the tag title match, but if they do that 4-on-4, I could absolutely see Savannah pinning Rosemary here and giving that the Fire Flavor Fallah No Way team the victory.
Fallah Flavor Fallah No Way.
Fire Flavor, whatever.
Fire Flavor Fallah No Way.
So it's Decay versus those 4. Oof. Savannah Evans pinning Crazy Steve, I think.
Wow, you'll never see that coming, John Smith.
Poor
yeah,
guy.
I'll take the not Decay, the other 4.
I would go with Decay. They're the unit. I mean, who says
Fallah and Flavor? That's a unit.
Fallah and Flavor.
No, I'll take Decay. Give me they can pin No Way Jose. Like he's not under contract here. He's supposed to take losses.
He's on the official Impact roster.
What's that?
He's on the official Impact roster.
Is he? I don't remember hearing that. I didn't hear that on your show. I'm not saying it's true until it's on your morning show. So.
Well, I don't report news on No Way Jose. He's hardly newsworthy.
Oh! Wow! Kicking the nuts right there. Another one. Okay, so here we go. We got In Action. That's 2 wins now. You can throw, what's his name, John Skyler on the list with Abaddon. John Skyler defeated Matt Cardona after some small interference by Rohit Raju into the Raw roll-up, which Matt Cardona should be well aware of. He shouldn't be susceptible to that move. So thinking maybe let's pretend Matt Cardona versus Rohit Raju, John Smith.
Yeah, Cardona's going to get his revenge in that one.
But it's Rohit Raju, Ryan.
Yeah, I think Matt Cardona probably going to win that match.
But it's Rohit Raju, John DeConnie. If Rohit had a belt and we were, chasing Bruno again, I would understand. But I'm going to say Cardona will take this one.
I got Cardona too. I know, whatever. But it's funny how it's just like, we're 67 episodes deep and we already have the good old days of Rohit Raju chasing Bruno Sammartino. And the fact that he was liking my tweets about that the entire time was just absolutely incredible. Shout out to Rohit. Put on a good show, Rahit. All right, back to the matches that are actually booked. These two have just been jumping each other on Impact, on being the Elite Impact show, whatever before the Impact show. Macklin, Petey Williams, John DeConnie.
Oh God! As much as I love Petey and love watching him come to the ring and hearing his music, I think Macklin will probably destroy him.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, it'll be a while before we see Macklin lose. I got Macklin.
Ryan, I spy a Jersey guy here.
Macklin's going to hit the Destroy Canadian for the win.
Destroy Canadian. Yeah, give me
The,
Macklin. I spy a
Canadian
Jersey guy.
Destroyer.
Why not? Tiana's not going to be on the card. It might as well have Macklin, her boyfriend, in the match, right? Brian Myers won the #1 Contenders Battle Royal to challenge for the Impact Championship. We'll get to that in a second. What stemmed off of that were the final 4 wrestlers after Brian Myers. So what they are doing are they're taking them and they're putting them into a #1 Contenders match, Fatal 4-Way match, and the winner gets a championship opportunity at Victory Road, which will be their September Impact Plus pay-per-views. We have Moose, we have Ace Austin, we have Chris Sabin, we have Sami Callihan, Ryan Joy.
I'm going Ace Austin all the way. John DeConnie told me early in the year that this is the year of Ace Austin, and I'm not letting up.
John DeConnie,
Yeah, screw it. Give me Ace.
all right, John Smith, you're gonna be unanimous here. I'm not going against Ace here.
Oh.
And then Sabin's gonna win this again too, because I'm gonna bet against him.
Sabin and Moose got to take each other out of the match.
Yeah,
I don't know if they plan on taking that title off of Christian yet. Like if they were, I'd say Moose because I think he's going to take it from him. So I'm going with Moose on this one.
You don't think Kenny Omega's taking that title back at all?
It's not coming. What do you mean?
Have they announced that?
That's an
No,
AEW title match. It's not title for title.
I bet it will be.
No way. That's not going to be a title for title match. I don't think. We'll see.
all right.
If
so
it is-
Christian will be in the Impact Zone, the new Impact World Champion, the 30th in the company's history, one of 3 men to win the Impact TNA Championship and the NWA TNA Championship. And like I said, Brian Myers won the Battle Royal. Here we go. 6 points on the line of this one. 1 point for the interpromotional bump because Christian is hashtag all elite. Brian Joy, who do you got?
I can't think of a single scenario in my head where Brian Myers would win this match.
Now, John Smith, if Brian Myers somehow wins this match, this technically means that Brian Myers is better than Kenny Omega. Just want to throw that out.
Oh yeah. Well, he already is. I'm kidding. No, I got Christian's winning it, of course.
John Zaccani?
Yeah. If they've already squandered the star-making capital of having someone in the company, especially someone young, someone branded, someone their own, beat Kenny Omega, assuming that we don't wind up with Omega winning it back at All Out. If Brian Myers beats Christian and that's how the belt comes back into the company, I will disavow Scott D'Amore as a relative. He is clearly no Machiavelli. That would just be horrific. Give me Christian.
John DeConnie just pointed out the reason why Kenny Omega needs to win the title back. Impact hasn't gained anything off of him. And
Just so we know, John Smith, he's pointing at you and he's pointing at me because these two trashed him Thursday morning on the Daily Wrestling News Show. It was absolutely awful, hard to watch, unbelievable.
We ran down all his championship accomplishments. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. We did. He's a 2-time ECW champion. He's a 2-time WWE World Champion. That was total combined reign of 39 days, by the way. What else?
He beat Randy Orton by a low blow to win that first title. That's all that matters to him.
He's one of the only people. I believe he's the only person who ever won the world heavyweight title with a kick to the jewels. So.
Is that true?
You're wrong. All right, so we are going to switch from Emergence to NXT. NXT.
I gotta go turn a light on.
Yeah. I thought you always do your picks in the dark.
He's afraid of the dark.
You guys can barely see my beautiful face.
That is fair. That is fair. We don't need to see more of that.
Those days are over.
Okay, so what do we have here? A couple of rundown. Just a quick things before we start picking the matches. We got 9 matches to pick. Jesus. Dexter Loomis and Indy Hartwell, they went on their first date. The whole thing was hysterical. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, they were being supportive. So that Indy doesn't run away like Austin Theory did. I'm assuming Austin is gone, right? Like that's how he's leaving NXT. He ran away, and now he's going to show up on Raw on Monday after SummerSlam.
He was.
Anyway,
he did do main event.
Congratulations to the Garganos. Rumors going around. Ryan, congratulations to the Garganos. We have a new participant for WrestleMania 61.
Yes, that's not a rumor. That is, well, it's not a rumor. It's confirmed that Candice is pregnant.
I wasn't there, so I can't confirm it. So.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
Gigi Dolan, she defeated In Action with an abdominal stretch bomb. That was pretty cool. She can stay. She reminds me a lot of Paige, too. I see a little bit of Paige in her. A lot of Paige, a little bit of Paige. Either way. Boa defeated Drake Maverick after Mei Ying blew smoke in Drake's face. Don't blow smoke in my face. Followed by a roundhouse kick. I think this was Boa's first match from the breakout tournament 2 years ago. Can't remember the last time Boa wrestled other than that tournament. Santos Escobar disrespected Swerve by stealing his drill, so Swerve is by tossing a luchador mask into a fire. Why that match is not tonight on Title Tuesday, why that match is not at TakeOver, I do not know. Maybe they add a 6th match tonight. You never know. John LeConte, real quick, you got Santos. If they do book that tonight, I'll just throw it to you. Do you got Santos winning the North American title?
No, I think Hit Row finds a way to make sure Swerve holds on.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, too soon. This program's going to go a while longer before Santos takes that title, I think.
Ryan?
Yeah, Swerve Scott would win that, I think. But I do want to let you know that Boa teamed with Zia Elite to defeat Jake Atlas and Mercedes Martinez, sent them out of the company on June 29th.
That's right. Very, very good. Very, very good. Odyssey Jones defeated Trey Baxter to advance to the final of the breakout tournament against the winner of Carmelo Hayes and Duke Hudson. Who do you got in this one, Ryan?
Duke Hudson.
Duke Hudson. John Smith. Does size matter, Duke Hudson?
Give me Carmelo Hayes.
All right, I'm going to go Carmelo Hayes as well. John LeConte?
Give me Duke Hudson. Seems like everything's heading big man's direction.
Yeah, right.
But ruthless aggression.
Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher want Rich Holland after what happened a few weeks back. Thatcher is going to get him first, and then say when. Maybe tonight. Let's play funsies here. They're fighting tonight. Ryan Joy, who do you got?
Holland, for sure. He's a shiny new toy.
Connie?
Yeah, Holland. Give me Holland.
John Smith. I didn't realize that James Wheeler's opening a wrestling academy. There you go. I like that.
Nice.
I got Holland's got to win it. Yeah, he's not going to lose for a while probably.
Okay, the next match we have a Cruiserweight Championship match. It's supposed to be Kushida defending against Roderick Strong, but again, news broken by James Wheeler for the 2nd week in a row. Kushida is not medically cleared to compete. The Cruiserweight title match is canceled. I believe Roderick Strong will have an open challenge, so I guess John Smith, as our senior NXT correspondent, who the hell is left to fight Roderick Strong tonight?
It's a tough question. It's probably that Trey, whatever his name is. I forgot his name. Trey Baxter?
Trey Baxter. Baxter Stockman?
I would go with Trey Baxter. Yeah.
Turtles reference, John LeConte. Baxter Stockman.
Yeah. Trey Baxter makes a lot of sense, and he's one of the only guys backstage left. So I'd see Roddy probably stretching him at some point.
All right. Anybody backstage that you can think of, Ryan Joy? Like, is Roddy going to win this? Irrelevant.
I'm going to say it's Ultimate Warrior and Andre the Giant tag team.
tag team against Roderick Strong. Wow.
Yeah.
What about the guy with the jacket? Maybe it's him, the Japanese dude.
Could be.
Ikimanjiro.
Yeah, maybe him too.
All right.
Joe
And then
Booth.
MSK interrupted Imperium's video package this time, told Imperium if they want a shot at the tag team titles, they got them. So here we go. Really not much build up for this. Not much. Just a couple back and forths. Imperium interrupted MSK when they were trying to explain what MSK stood for. That was funny. I enjoyed that. Former tag team champions looking to get the belts back. John Smith.
This is tonight.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true NXT correspondent.
Yes.
Right. I for some reason I thought that was happening at the pay-per-view.
Tonight is Title Tuesday, so we'll do 2 title matches tonight.
Yeah. There's gonna be MSK keeping the title.
John DeConnie.
Yeah, I could see Imperium beating them, but what would be the point right now in this in this scenario? So give me MSK retaining.
Are they going? If they don't win this match, Walter is stateside. Ryan Joy. The last time somebody from Imperium didn't do their job, he was not only kicked out of Imperium, he got released, but that's irrelevant. Walter was not happy. Let's put it that way.
It's true. I'm still gonna pick Des and Wentz here, and I think that for extra credit, I'll say Ciampa and Thatcher will be eating popcorn and watching.
Okay. I got MSK. I don't think Imperium's going to get him back. They had him once already. It wasn't really all that great, right? Like, why give it back to him?
Because the mat is sacred.
Yes, the mat is sacred. I like Imperium. I like Fabian. I like those guys. Marcel Bartel, he is a heel's heel. Like, you look at Marcel Bartel, you want to punch him in the face. Like, he is a heel's heel. Like, he's great. You just want to just look at him and like, oh, that guy's a D.
There's the heels you want to punch in the face, and then there's the heels you're afraid to punch in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's a fair point. So we are going to transition NXT TakeOver 36. Okay, let's pick up our NXT standings going into the show. Gary actually has the lead, 7-2, 43 points, followed closely by Travis Serrans and Tyler. Tyler put up the squad douche. Now that I'm remembering correctly, he went 0 for 4 at the Great American Bash, and he's still beating 4 of us. So who made this point scoring system, John Smith? Unbelievable.
The standings should go like fantasy football. It's record first, and then points is the tiebreaker.
What 2 matches did he get right?
What was that?
What 2 matches did he get right that he got that many points?
I'll tell you, he has 2 matches for 3. Yeah, I'll give you a second.
Was it interpromotional?
NXT Championship and NXT UK Championship matches. 9 points for all their titles. 3 points for non-title matches. If any of these are on the kickoff show, they will count. Perfect pay-per-view equals 15 points. Okay. Pete Dunne, actually, he defeated Ilya Dragunov with the bitter end. Walter appeared post-match. Actually appeared during the match, which caused a distraction. Post-match, Walter tried to get a head start on TakeOver, and he did it by slapping the crap out of him, if I remember correctly. But we have probably one of the better, if not the best match from the year 2020, and I want to say not many people saw it. They're going to see it live. Gary is picking Walter to retain. John Smith, you going to agree with Gary here?
Yeah, I'll agree with my arch nemesis on this one. I got Walter retaining.
Brian Joy.
First things first, Pete Dunne has an argument to be made here to be added to the match. So he beat the number 1 contender last week. So I'm going to pick Walter, but if Pete gets added in, I would say Dragunov's going to win.
If that is true, today is Indy Hartwell's birthday, Dexter better show out for some presents here, like a giant teddy bear. Like, he better show up with something more than roses like he did last week. John DeConnie.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this would be a great place. This is a huge stage to do the title change, but I don't know that little taste of Dragunov last week is enough to make us care enough about him for the title change. So give me Walter retaining.
Yeah, I got Walter as well. I want Dragunov to do it. I'm not going to be shocked. Actually, I may be a little shocked if he does. I like John Smith. I think it's you finally have a guy that can hit 1,000 days after all these years.
And we're only a few months away from that happening, too. It's not very far away at this point.
Do it.
The thing I do like, I would traditionally not be very in favor of this idea I brought about Pete Dunne being added to the match. But if you add Pete Dunne to the match and Dragunov beats both of them, who are basically almost the entire legacy of that title, that is something to make him. But I don't see Walter
pin Pete Dunne though. He's got to pin Pete Dunne. He's not going to pin Walter.
Right. It gets the belt off Walter and protects him at the same time.
All right. So LA Knight was blaming Cameron Grimes for their tag team loss the week prior. So now he's going to show how. Okay. So now he's going to show. Ryan will let himself back in. They'll let him do his thing. Where was I? So now he'll show Cameron Grimes how to win. Here comes Ryan. You good?
All set.
All right. LA Knight defeated Andre Chase, who was just recently in the breakout tournament in quick fashion. DiBiase came out, says he still believes in Cameron Grimes. Knight will put up the $1 million championship. And if Cameron Grimes wins, not only get the $1 million championship, he will also be freed from being LA Knight's butler. But if Cameron Grimes loses, then Ted DiBiase will take Cameron Grimes' place as LA Knight's butler. So look for tonight to be the last night we see Cameron Grimes all dressed up like a penguin, John Smith.
Yeah, I can't imagine DiBiase ending up as a butler. So the only way LA Knight wins this is if DiBiase turns on Grimes, which I think is completely possible because when has DiBiase ever even been a face? This is probably his first face run of his career. So, do we see his true colors? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Grimes on this one with the help of DiBiase.
That's just so much. Like, our heart already broke once for Cameron Grimes. Like, they're gonna break it again, Ryan Joy.
Well, if DiBiase turned on Grimes, then DiBiase would have to be a butler based on the stick, right?
Well,
DiBiase,
no, but if
Grimes is done. Grimes is not, because if he wins, he's freed. But if he loses, DiBiase takes his place. Grimes is done. So yes, DiBiase will be Virgil if Grimes loses.
Right. Well, I'm going to hedge my bets and pick Grimes. I think there's a lot of creativity they could do here if Grimes were to lose, but I'm going to hedge and say Grimes wins and happy ending. But the $1 million belt contested more times since it's been in NXT than it ever was in the previous 30 years of its existence.
Very true.
John DeConnie, if LA Knight wins, DiBiase will easily buy out of the butler occupation.
Well, I'm going to say that he's not going to have to get his checkbook out because Grimes will win here.
Yeah, this is just too much for if this is the thought of the screw over the swerve did cross my mind, and that's just too much. My heart can't take that. My heart can't take Cameron Grimes getting screwed over like that again. So it's just enough. It was fun while it lasted. Cameron Grimes being the Penguin Butler. So that will come to an end tonight. I wonder if LA Knight's got some fun stuff planned for Cameron Grimes' last night as being the Butler. Dakota Kai, she stepped in for an injured Ember Moon. She defeated Saray. Saray, about your damn undefeated streak. With her running boot, she was about to land another one post-match, but Raquel Gonzalez came flying down and chased her away. Raquel then vowed to tear Dakota apart at TakeOver. We have, let's say, the feud reminiscent of Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, and then again with Shawn Michaels versus Psycho Sid. This is compared to Shawn and Diesel, and then what Shawn did after the fact was that he got Sid. So maybe there's somebody lurking around that Dakota Kai, new muscle for her to help her win this championship. There's rumors going around that Dakota Kai has been seen backstage on Raw A lot of stuff going on here. So, John DeConnie, Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I could see Dakota coming up with some new muscle, although I don't know who's available that would be intimidating to Raquel Gonzalez because she is a beast. And I just want to see her continue to be a beast and do her beastly things on the NXT Women's Division. So I'm going to go with Raquel retaining here, and Dakota can head up to the main roster to be completely misused.
John Smith.
This is probably the toughest one to call because there's so many things. There's so many little variables. They've been booking Raquel real strong though, so I got to go with her. I think it's Dakota's time, I think, but now that she's been backstage at Raw, whatever that means, and then I got to go with Raquel.
Brian Joy, you're gonna put me on an island, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not picking Dakota. I think it's Raquel. I can see the scenarios where Dakota wins, and that's fine. But Dakota's been wrestling on NXT regularly for a long, long time. She was a regular back when Shayna Baszler was champion. So, it's time for a call up. And if she doesn't get called up, she's probably getting called out. Like she's got to go up to the main roster.
All right, I got to win the championship. Screw up. She'll stay. She'll whoop everybody's ass. We'll get her up after WrestleMania. Take that feud. Meanwhile, Tegan should probably win the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, so we go right into a Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai feud for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Gotta love it. Tonight there's going to be a face-to-face with Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross. At TakeOver, it will be for the NXT Championships. This will be Samoa Joe's 8th TakeOver appearance. He is 5-3 all time. I know that equals 8. He actually wrestled twice back when he won the Dusty Cup with Finn Balor way back when. So he has one. He wrestled multiple times in one match. He is 3-3 in singles action. He is 2-3 in championship matches. His last appearance at NXT TakeOver was Toronto, where he defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to win his second NXT championship way back in November of 2016 when War Games didn't exist and Toronto was the place to be in November. So Karrion Kross undefeated, both of them 2-time champs. Joe looking to become the first 3-time champ, John Smith. What do you think?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to happen. Whether he does it clean or he gets help from Regal or Jeff Hardy makes an appearance and screws over Kross to, further their program on Raw. It could happen multiple ways, but I see Kross losing it, unfortunately.
All right, Ryan.
Big E cashes in. No, just kidding. So help me God, I hope Samoa Joe wins because seeing the NXT Championship on Raw is not healthy, I don't think, for the product.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I wanted to see Karrion Kross have a nice long reign and destroy people, but what they're already doing to him on Raw, just get the belt off him so whatever mistakes they want to make up there don't hurt his legacy down here. So give me Samoa Joe.
I'm going Samoa Joe as well. I guess Kross is up there already. Mine's. Anyway, and then what we're assuming to be the main event. They've main evented the past 2 shows they fought. I'll get to that in a second. William Regal, Commissioner Regal, he announced that O'Reilly and Cole 3 will be a 2 out of 3 falls match. Each wrestler got to pick a stipulation. O'Reilly wanted a straight-up wrestling match because the bash doesn't sit well with him. Cole wanted a street fight for the second fall. William Regal, Commissioner Regal, chose a steel cage for the third fall if it gets that far. Kyle O'Reilly won at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver in the main event of Night 2. Adam Cole won at the Great American Bash in the main event. So here we go. End of a saga, I guess, as Adam Cole called it. The Cole O'Reilly saga. Ryan Joy.
Kyle O'Reilly in the cage. It'll go 3 falls, and he will win probably by escape, depending on what they're doing with Adam Cole.
Okay. John DeConnie.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly makes the most sense to win here, whether Cole's coming back or not. And if he's not coming back, we never see him again. If he is coming back, oh my God, he shows up. They really swerved us because we thought he was gone because he lost. Give me Kyle O'Reilly.
All right, John Smith.
I got Adam Cole winning this one. I don't see why Triple H would have Kyle O'Reilly win this match. It doesn't make. He's not gotten over the past 3 months or whatever it is. I think he's been doing a terrible job on the mic, and I think it's a failed experiment on making him a main eventer, like title quality guy. So I got Adam Cole taking him out. O'Reilly wins the first fall though in the straight up singles match.
Yeah, because that's the one that chaps his ass. That's the one he walks. If both guys are going to win the matches, they pick, and I'm with John Smith on this one. It's the 3 stages of hell. There was no reason for Triple H to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, in that when Austin just won the Royal Rumble and was going to fight The Rock at WrestleMania, there was no reason. This is it. Yeah, same thing. Adam Cole. This is Triple H booking his own match. Adam Cole. I'll take it, baby. Real quick, here we go. We're gonna do we got 4 minutes until it's, NXT starts, so let's get this done quickly. The primetime rundown. I forgot to run the commercial. Let's run the commercial for it. They'll do my work for me.
Thanks, Al. Summer Mondays are back for the primetime rundown, as myself, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca will be coming to you with the primetime rundown right here on the Eastern Observer on Monday nights, beginning at 7 p.m. all the way until August 30th. Make sure to join us on the following platforms.
Tune in to the Daily Wrestling News Show Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. to get your morning cup of joy with Ryan and his band of merry co-hosts as they sort through all the Hufflepuff, also right here on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. The Body Slam Brigade, over 4,500 subscribers, receive this weekly column. Make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com to subscribe. The Body Slam Brigade by Ryan for you for free. The Black Cats NYC, their new album, Free Cake. Please go to all of these music providers to get the new album by the Black Cats. Right, let's get that thing off there. There we go. The Black Cats NYC. YouTube, Deezer, Pandora, wherever you get music, you can get the Black Cats NYC new album, Free Cake. As always, the Essential Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com, the internet leader in sports entertainment pick'em pools. Join us in the Essential Wrestling Podcast public pool to play against us or create a private pool with you and your friends. ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends, play against the universe, and guys, she will like it too. Make sure you tune in to our next week, episode 68. We celebrate Jaromir Jagr. Next Tuesday, we're going to recap SummerSlam TakeOver Emergence. Probably talk a little CM Punk, too, if we have time. He's really not that important. If we skip it, we skip it. And then also, but the big thing is, make sure that you tune in Saturday, 3 p.m. The Essential Wrestling Podcast, our SummerSlam special. Impact didn't want to go up against us. That's how good our show is. They moved their show to Friday night to avoid going up against our show. They did not want to get hit with the numbers, the ratings. There you go, ratings that badly. But please join myself, John Smith, John DeConnie. Ryan will not be in attendance, but his cousin Travis Severance will be here, along with Barry Mehaffy. We will have a good time by all. John DeConnie, anything else before we leave?
That should do it.
John Smith.
My dumbass joined another dynasty league, so I got that draft starting tomorrow. that's where I'm at.
Ryan Joy, we got James. We were saying this rivalry, Coleman O'Reilly is like an Oscar-winning trilogy.
Hey, it's SummerSlam weekend, so it should be a great weekend of wrestling. Tons and tons of content coming out, so no excuse. Get some wrestling in before football starts.
There you go. My name is Al Karl. Thank you so much for joining us. Alexa Bliss, we love you. Where'd she go? Where's Larry Steve? Larry Steve, forever in our hearts. Looking forward to your match on Sunday with Eva Marie. Cannot wait.
Larry Steve has a match with Eva Marie?
What's that?
Larry Steve has a match with Eva Marie?
No, Larry Steve is forever in our hearts.
Oh.
John DeConnie, take us home.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.